Alright guys, I might be about to sneeze. Holy crap, what a bad time to start. Okay, I'm not okay, I'm good. I'm not sneezing. Alright. Welcome back to some more Umineko When They Cry. That was unfortunate timing. I hit record and immediately I was like, oh god, I gotta sneeze. Okay, welcome back. Yeah, we're back for some more Umineko. Let's get right on it. I'm gonna recap real quick. Last time we finished the last chapter. This music is so good. This music is hitting. I love the soundtrack for this visual novel. I really do. Dun, dun, dun. Anyway, last time we finished the last chapter, which was chapter what? 11, 12? Chapter 11. We finished chapter 11 last time, and now we're on to chapter 12. And yeah, it says I'm 50 hours into the game, visual novel. Sorry, but that's not true. So that's all I'll say. That's not accurate. That time is not accurate. It's more like add like 3 hours to the amount of hours I have on my playthrough on my channel, and that's around about how much I've actually played. I think. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because I had to re-record 2 parts, but those are really early on. I had to re-record the first. I think I had to re-record part 5 and part 7 or something along those lines. But yeah, we've been on a good streak now. We haven't needed to re-record anything because I think I've got this recording setup done hopefully. And yeah, to recap last part. Right, yeah, we finished last chapter where Renati came back with her freaking rifle. It was a tiny rifle, Western inspired. Kinzo got it from the West because he likes the West. We kept talking about there being a 19th person and the letter and all that stuff. Whatever. Then new chapter began. The servants were allowed to leave the parlor because Nazi told everyone to stay in the parlor, but the servants were allowed to leave because everyone needed to eat lunch, so they ate lunch. The servants are out here still talking about Beatrice and stuff like that. And Canon. Sorry, I pronounce his name Canon, but his name is Kanon. That's how they say it in Japanese, at least. And I want to pronounce these names correctly, if I can. Beatrice, hopefully, or Beatrice. Yeah, Beatrice. I want to pronounce that correctly, and because that's by far the hardest name. But Kanon, and I think it's Shannon too. I call her Shannon, but Shannon, Kanon, Shannon. And Kanon was talking about how, and yeah, Maria, not. Because at first I was calling her Maria or something, I think. But yeah, Maria, Kanon, Shannon. Anyway, Kanon was talking about how he would have rather see Natsui died rather than Shannon. And then I came in like, ooh, let me listen to you guys talk. And then these lot were talking about how, oh yeah, the witch truly exists, Battler. You need to believe in her or else you'll be in danger. And then I was like, nah, I don't believe you, or something like that. Or I was like joking about with them. Y'all are joking, right? There's no way the witch exists. And then Maria came in with her laughing at me, like, yeah, Beatrice exists and you don't believe her, and that's why you're going to die. And oh yeah, and she said the only reason I survived is because I had that that thing she gave me, that pendant thing. I forgot. Yeah, it was a key holder. Yeah, she gave me that key holder, which has protected me, according to her. And also, the servants were staring not directly at me, but at something behind me. And when I looked around, I didn't see anything, which apparently means that they're looking at Beatrice or something, but I can't look at her because I'm of the wrong wavelength. Also, according to Maria, Maria's like, you have the wrong wavelength, and I'm just there like, okay, wrong wavelength. Whatever that means. And the servants and her are apparently on the right wavelength, so they can see her. And because I'm on the wrong wavelength and also don't believe in Beatrice, I'm the type of person Beatrice hurts the most. But we all have seen how Battler's mindset is. He's like, this is gonna be a battle of wits? Alright, bring it on. Bring it on, witch. So Battler wants the smoke. And now he's laughing. Right, look at him. He's laughing because, he's like, this is ridiculous, I think. He's talking about, witches don't exist. Ridiculous. Playing witches had been pretty fun up until a second ago, but unfortunately, that last one didn't quite hit the mark. So, yeah. He was playing along with them, but now he's like, nah. Witches don't exist. Let's keep it going. Battler's enjoying himself. This is good too, because Maria was making so much fun of was making fun of me so much. That was like, damn, Maria, stop hurting my self-esteem. A Battler's taking it well. He's just like, ridiculous little girl.
じゃあ全然ダメだぜマリア。ってことなら悪いが、ああ全然ダメだ。
It's not goddamn good at all. When Maria saw me suddenly start laughing, she stopped. Even though she didn't understand what I was laughing at, she realized it wouldn't be pleasant for her. Wait, why?
お前が傷つくだろうと思ったから、俺黙ってたけどよ。
So I didn't say it earlier because you thought it might hurt her. Wow.
お前にもらったお守りよ。俺ポケットに入れたつもりだったんだけどよ。
I thought, what happened to it?
どっかに落っことしちまったんだぜ。
So wait. He must have dropped it somewhere. Does that? So wait a minute. So Battler hasn't had protection this entire time? You're telling me Beatrice didn't choose Battler because he had the charm, but because Battler's just built like that. He's going against fate? Is that it? Or no, wait. He could be bluffing. He could just be like trying to get a reaction out of Maria by saying, although I thought I put the charm you gave me in my pocket, I must have dropped it somewhere, you see? Haha. Maybe he's bluffing. Maybe the charm has protected him this entire time. Maybe he's not. And maybe he's just like, one up. Maybe.
だから俺が今この瞬間に無事なのはお守りのおかげでもねえし。なら魔女様悪いが、俺は自分の目で見たものしか信じねえ。
I don't believe in things I don't see with my own eyes. Alrighty then. No witches, no gods, no nothing. Battler's mindset is, if you want me to believe it, I gotta see it. Okay.
第六感
Sixth sense? Wow, he's gonna say wrong wavelength? Bullcrap.
波長
Wavelength, yeah.
魔法のセンス
Magic sensitivity?
悪いが俺はそういう眉唾なもんは一切信じねえぜ。
Yo. This is so much better. This cousin argument is so much better than the whole, at least a bit better than the whole business argument the siblings are having, the adults. This is like, they're arguing about magic. They were arguing about business.
クラスの女が霊感がいいの悪いのって言い出すのを聞いてると虫唾が走るのさ。
Damn. I wonder what Battler's stance on astrology is. Because y'all know, oh my god, there's so much, yeah, astrology is a big thing now. And I hear it all the time with the girls in my university class too. So I wonder what Battler would think of astrology. If he has this mindset on the witches and stuff, he's probably like, astrology? What? Based on the stars alignment in the universe? Bullcrap! I don't believe it unless I see it. That's why Battler's stance on that. I bet.
あんたらがいくらじい様に給料もらってるか知らねえが、俺を妙な宗教に勧誘しようったって、そう簡単にはいかねえってことをよく肝に銘じておきやがれってんだ。
Alrighty then.
バトラ様。
カノン is like, oh my god.
カノン君たちが信じるのは自由だぜ。だが、俺が信じるかどうかは常に俺が自分で決める。
Okay, so the servants advise Battler to believe in Beatrice because it would be for the best of him. But he's like, hey, y'all believe what you want. I decide. Don't decide for me. Don't tell me what I should believe in. I'll decide. Frick you. I don't care about your magic sensitivity, wrong wavelengths, frickin' witch bullcrap. Yeah.
悪いがこの目で見るまでベアトリーチェなんてうさんくさいものの存在を信じるわけにはいかないぜ。
Yeah, and the whole argument that you can't see her is because you've got the wrong wavelength. But apparently the servants could see her, because they weren't looking at you, they were looking behind you. I spoke forcefully and sharply. When I did, Maria started cackling again. Okay, she's gonna come back with something. Okay, how is she going to argue for Battler surviving despite his him not having his charm with him, and Beatrice hating him but not killing him? What's that about? What about that, Maria?
ならそれでいいんじゃない？いずれお前のような波長が全然合わない人の目にもベアトリーチェは見えるようになる。
Even people like you will be able to see her?
もうじき蘇るんだよ。
She will revive, so does that mean everyone will get to see her?
ベアトリーチェはね。
So what is she right now? Just a fluttering butterfly? Flickering about?
そうしたら一緒にいっぱいお話をしたり遊んだりしようって約束してるんだよ。
Okay. Have fun playing with her, if she exists. I do actually think she exists. I don't know about this whole revival thing, but I do think she exists. You know, in contrast to Battler, who's totally against this, I do think Beatrice does exist. To some degree. I don't know. But that's not based on any evidence. That's just based on a hunch. So that's what my stomach is telling me. It's telling me that Beatrice probably exists. I can't really flip the chessboard on that, can I? Witches.
疑う必要も無理に信じる必要も全くない。現れるんだよ。もうじきね。
Alright, well, Maria, I'm excited to see her, if she does appear. That's the end of that, I guess. That's the end of that discussion. Cool. Where to next? The parlor? I guess we're going to the parlor now. Some people usually head to the bathroom after a meal. Others prefer to take a short nap. What is this about? It seemed that several people had gone out of the parlor, just like I did when I went to the kitchen to drink some water. In the end, Aunt Nazi's order to keep everyone packed together in the parlor was reluctantly withdrawn under the conditions that no one was to be on their own, and no one was to go far from the parlor. After all, if 11 people are shut up in the same room starting early in the morning, the air will start to stagnate. I mean, it's only a day you'll have to be in there, you know? But I see your point. Until the boats arrive. And now that a little time had passed, everyone had started to recover from the shock of that morning. Maybe their sense of danger was weakening over time too. However, it was a certain fact that 6 people had been killed inside this mansion, so no one was completely negligent. So when they went out into the hallway for a breath of fresh air, trying to act tough, they would get scared of standing there, isolated, and would end up returning to the parlor. Like that fable. You know, the North Wind and the Sun. I've actually never heard of it. Not gonna lie. Unless this is a fictional fable. I've never heard of it. I could Google it, but I don't know. If you force someone to stay shut in, they'll resist. But if you tell them to do whatever they want, they'll come back obediently. Interesting take. Let me look that up. The North Wind and the Sun. Book by Aesop? What? A dispute arose between the North Wind and the Sun, each claiming that he was stronger than the other. At last they agreed to try their powers upon a traveler to see which could soonest strip him of his cloak. What the what? Author Aesop. Oh wow, this is old. How old is this? The wind attempts to strip the traveler of his cloak, illustrated by... Okay. The sun persuades the traveler to take off his cloak. Right. Okay, you know, I'm not gonna look into it too much. Cool. The North Wind and the Sun. Come back and be obediently. People sure are hypocrites. Yeah. When the servants finished cleaning up from the meal, they returned obediently to the parlor just as Aunt Nancy had told them to, and sat in a sofa near the entrance, patiently awaiting orders. Okay. Maria, almost as though she had suddenly finished playing witches, had returned to the pure Maria knew well, saying, "Ooh, ooh." Okay. Can't wait for the next time she explodes into a frenzy. Minute darkness again. Ooh, this soundtrack is a vibe. I like it. When in the world was that back there? I hadn't felt even an atom of the presence of this person called Beatrice, supposedly standing behind me, invisible. However, it felt like, inside Maria, I could catch a glimpse of a little of that presence.
確かにマリアちゃんは魔女とかの話になると人が変わるね。昨日海岸でバトラ君も見たでしょ。
You also saw it down by the beach yesterday? What did I see? What do I remember seeing?
サソリのキーホルダーの時か。
Right.
いや、あんな機嫌を損ねるみたいな感じじゃなくてよ。まるでその二重人格みたいな感じで。
Yeah. 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 I'm like when her, yeah. Hmm.
ああ、たまにそういうこともあるな。
Yeah, what's that about? Oops.
さっきマリアが魔法陣の話を始めた時みたいなやつ、たまーにあるぜ。
Yeah.
気持ち悪いけどな。
So does she have a dual personality, or does someone control her? Does Beatrice go inside her and control her? How she talks? Or does she actually just have a dual personality? A multiple personality disorder, perhaps? I don't really know. Apparently, according to Jessica, the kihihihi laughing Maria shows up every now and then. This was just bad timing, and furthermore, it was the first time I'd seen it, so it really shocked me.
あれってのは何なんだ？マリアは二重人格か何かなのか？
That's literally what I asked, yeah. What's going on?
それとも本当に霊感が強かったりとかして、そういうのに憑依されたりとかしちまうのかよ。
She gets possessed by stuff like that?
そういうのじゃないと思うよ。バトラ君にも経験ない？
Didn't you ever experience it? Experience what?
小さい頃自分以外の誰かになりたかったなんてこと。
What? Does that to be someone other than yourself when you were small? No. I don't recall anything like that, George. No. When I was little, I was just me. I don't know what to tell you. I can't help you there, George. Didn't you ever experience it? Right when humans are born, no one has any individuality. Sure. However, when they reach their growth period and their sense of self starts to be born, they start to gain a sense of individuality. They want to be different from other people. But of course, they will find that they're no different from the others in their class, since they are learning the same thing in school and forced into the same lifestyle. What are we getting at here? How is this going to correlate to Maria though in the end? When they realize that, they start off by breaking the rules in what's called the Rebellious Age. You're telling me Maria's just talking about witches just because she's in her rebellious age. Is that it? That's your theory. Since everyone follows the rules, they want to show off their individuality by breaking them. Even those who call everyone around them babies and stir up trouble are just cute kids searching for themselves when you look at them this way. Well, I'm lecturing about all this like I'm so smart, but I actually got it secondhand from George Aniki. I myself was one of those embarrassing guys who thought it was cool to act like a little bastard. Well, that was when I was the age where you well, that was when I was the age where you try standing out for the opposite sex.
成長期の根底には子供から脱却したいというひよこが殻を破るのに似た衝動がある。子供と大人の違いは何かわかるかい？
What the difference between a child and an adult is? An adult has fully gone through their puberty period, right? I guess, right? They're fully grown from that. They're fully mentally and physically mature. While kids and teenagers are still growing, and really quickly too. When you're an adult, you don't grow anywhere near as fast. I've noticed that myself. I don't grow as fast as I used to. I would get like taller every couple of months, you know. I don't know, but now I'm just stagnating. I'm not growing any taller. I'm the same as I was a year ago, mostly. So I guess that's it. Maybe. That's what else is the difference? Wait, are you trying to say that an adult has cracked the shell of their egg? Escape from being a kid.
ねえね
Maybe.
え
Age.
それとも体格？
It's hard to say. It's hard to say when you're an adult because there is no exact cutoff point, and it feels like everyone is different, so everyone just becomes quote unquote an adult at different stages. Like some people as early as 15, 16 already are acting like they're adults, like they're in their 20s, weirdly enough. And then there's people who are in their 20s that still act like kids. It's weird. It's weird how that works. But, you know, if you're like 25, you are an adult at that point, right? You can't really be going around saying, "Oh yeah, I'm a kid or a teenager." You're 10 years older than you can be to say something like that. So I don't know. It's hard to say. I really like the soundtrack though.
違うよ。経験だよ。
Ooh, okay, George.
大人が子供を見下すのは人生経験が少ないからだよ。
Or at the very least, much less than adults, yeah. But I don't see that same thing with old people though. Like I don't see people who are 80, for example, looking down on people who are 40 or 50. Even though when they were born, they were like in their 30s, right? Like they were plenty old when they were born. Isn't that weird? It's like they've got over 30 years more life experience. But when they're 90, it's like, right? 40 years more life experience, it's like, yeah, sure. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at it too much. Maybe I think about it too much like this. I don't know.
子供が何を言っても鼻で笑ってしまうのは世間知らずのくせにと見下しているからだよ。
Or maybe because when you're 80, you've grown past that point of looking down on people. You're just like, hey, listen, you know, I've lived my life. I've lived a good life. You know, I mean, I have, you know, I mean, sure, you have several years left to go. Probably you can still live on for many years left. But it's like my time in this world may not be that much at this point, and you know, I ain't got time to look down on people, even if they're only 30 years, or if they're over 30 years younger than me. But when you're like 30 years old, looking down on a 10-year-old, like Maria, who's 9 technically, but it's different maybe. You're like, oh, I'm 30, I've got life experience, but you're 9, you have nothing. You're an idiot still. I guess.
ああ、そういうのわかるぜ。
But in that same sense, haven't we technically looked down on Maria even though we're only 10 years older than her? In a way, we kind of have. As in the characters in the visual novel.
子供の頃って妙に人生ってもう悟りきったようなことを口にして年長者ぶりたくなるよな。大人は子供が何を言っても世の中甘くないとか社会に出ればわかるとか鼻で笑ってる。
Yeah.
まあ実際そうなんだけど、子供的にはそういうのって見下されてるみたいでムカつくんだよな。
It is annoying, you're right. And that's what I mean, like, does that still happen when you're 50? Do people who are 80 are people who are 80 going like, you're only 50. You still got 30 years to go before you truly understand it. Does that happen then? I don't feel like that happens anymore then. It only happens when kids are between like, you know, kids and being, I don't know, 25, 30 or something. At that point it stops, I feel like. I feel like when you're in your mid-30s, people don't look down upon you for having too little life experience anymore. Like, but I can see, yeah, it is annoying.
なるほどな。
But I don't. Can we really say that's what's been happening to Maria though?
知識や経験の有無か。確かに年齢だけ無駄に食ってても尊敬はされねえよな。
となるとつまり子供から脱却したいという衝動を持つ時期にかつ他者とは違うという個性を持ちたくなる。子供からの脱却がつまり知識や経験なのだとしたら
I don't know. I feel like Maria's different. Maria is on something though. A period where they have the impulse to escape from being a kid and also they want to have individuality. Different from other people. If what separates kids and adults is knowledge and experience, then
なるほど。他人の持ち得ない知識を持つことが一つのアイデンティティになるわけか。
I guess.
小学校の頃なんかさ、クラスの誰も知らないことを知っていたり、持っていたり身につけていたりするとヒーローになれたよな。バトラもそういう経験あるだろ?
Yeah, I remember. Okay, that I can kind of understand that because when I was young too, I remember all the time people were going like, "Haha, meetspin.com," for example. Oh, I bet you've never heard of Two Girls One Cup, Amen. Haha. Even though it was super huge, I never knew what it was in middle school. Yeah, but yes, middle school. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. People were talking about Two Girls One Cup, and we were like 13 at the time, just joking about it. And people kept telling me, haha, I bet you've never heard this video, Lamau. Funny. It's kind of like that sort of thing where, oh, I know something you don't, so I'm special. Or I know this really messed up thing, or I've seen this really gory video, or really like, how do I put it? Very explicit video. Even though I'm 13 and haha, this is only adults know about this sort of stuff. Stuff like that. So, yeah. I guess.
あるある。
Yeah.
何か一芸に秀でたいと思うお年頃って確かにあるな。なるほど。それが子供からの脱却、つまり成長期ってわけか。
健全な意味での成長期はそうして没個性を脱却するために人が持たない知識やスキルを身につけることを促す。
Now, if you add the occult to that, what does that give you?
これは社会学的にも面白いことだよ。
Yeah, we are really talking sociologically here, aren't we?
人が没個性を嫌うために人と違う技術を身につけようとする。これにより社会は幅広い技術を獲得して立脚する。
Interesting.
神々の高度なプログラミングに驚かされるね。
まあ個性がネガティブに働くこともあるぜ。
Also true. There's two sides to every coin. Can also be negative for sure.
クラスみんなが真剣に勉強してるから俺だけはサボって目立とうとかよ。
Yeah, that's another way to look at it. Can be good, can be bad. That was actually me. It was only recently that I'd finally been able to feel thankful towards that middle school teacher who had slapped me after school.
でもまあ誰も飛べない飛び箱を飛んでやりたいとか成績のいい連中を周回遅れにさせてやるぜってマラソンで全力疾走とかそういう気持ちはあったな。
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, there's the negative of, oh, everyone else is working so hard to get good grades, so I'm gonna slack off to stand out. But there's also the other side of that where, oh, everyone else in class is working hard to get good grades. I'm gonna get the best grade. You know, I'm gonna be the best to stand out. So there's the negative side of that, but there's also the positive side of that. Of someone trying to be the best and then someone slacking off because they're both sides they're trying to be different. You'd have those trying to jump over the vaulting box and once good those sprinters. Nice.
勉強はダメだったから少なくとも運動では見返してやるぜって根性はあった。なるほど。ちゃんと成長期してるな俺。
But I do think this is still different though. Maria is a whole another being. It's not just about, oh, I know, but to be fair, she was laughing at me because I didn't know what the occult was. She was going like, ah, you don't even know what that is. Stuff like that. But even then, I still feel like it was different. It still felt different. It felt like a different vibe than someone just trying to be different. A kid trying to be different to you know, to gain individuality.
男子ってやっぱり肉体的な方面に関心が向くよな。でもよ、同じ時期に女子は精神的な面に向きやすいんだよ。
But how does that account for witches? Emotional things. How do you go from that to witches? How does Maria go from that to witches?
バトラのクラスの女子にも占いとか霊感とかそんなこと言ってる女子連中のグループがあったりしただろ？
Guys, I was just talking about astrology earlier. About how there's some girls in my class that were in my university class that were like all into astrology. I mean, hey, you know, I don't have anything against anyone who believes in anything, by the way. It's just ironic how I mentioned that earlier. Now she's talking about fortune telling and their spiritual senses. Okay, Jessica. So boys think more of the physical things, girls think of the emotional things, so they go to fortune telling, while boys think about exercising. I don't know. I feel like Jessica has tended to generalize a bit. Not just here, but in general, this visual novel. She has generalized a bit of stuff. Cause like, yeah, okay. I won't comment on it too much for now.
あったあった。人の星座とか血液型とか聞いてきて、ああやっぱりクスクス。
Yeah, that did happen. Yeah, I remember that. There were when I was younger, there were girls like that too. Yeah, you're right. But there are also boys like that too, though. There are also boys who are like, oh, what's your blood type? What's your sign? And that's honestly where I learned of my sign. Some girls were like, yo, what's your sign? And I'm like, what the frick is a sign? And they're like, which month were you born? Which day? I'm like, and I looked it up and like, now I know that I'm a Scorpio apparently. So have fun with that. I'm a Scorpio. Does that affect me in any way? I don't know. I don't like, personally. I don't believe it. If you wanna believe it, I'm fine with that. You know, I don't mind always believing in it, but yeah, they were like, "Oh, you're a Scorpio," and I don't remember what they told me, but yes, I have had those sort of interactions too.
とか笑われると大いにムカついたもんだぜ。
They didn't really get me on my nerves. I mean, they seem like they were having fun, and I guess if they're having fun, then I guess I'm happy for them. You know, I'll tell them my star sign or my blood type. Actually, I'm not even fully sure my blood type is. I think it's pretty sure my blood type is O. I think. I'm not sure if it's O positive or O negative. 30%. It says here 38% of the population has O positive blood. I think that's what I have. Yeah, I think I have O positive blood, making it the most common blood type. Yeah, okay, so I think I have the most common blood type. O positive red blood cells are not universally compatible to all types, but they are compatible to any red blood cells that are positive. A plus, B plus, O plus, AB plus. I think I have the most common blood type. Yeah, I guess I'm a common guy. Cool. Then I think, but I'm pretty sure my blood type is different from all of my family members. Because isn't because because isn't, let's see, isn't O blood type, is O blood type dormant? No, not dormant. You guys know what I mean. Is O blood type dominant? Just like eye or hair color, our blood type is inherited from our parents. Yeah, I know that. Each biological parent donates one of two ABO genes to their child. The A and B genes are dominant and the O gene is recessive. Exactly, recessive. I said something else. Whatever, it was wrong. So, pretty sure my parents both have like A blood type, A and B or something, A. But then they have O as recessive, and that combination just got to me being O. Well, all my siblings have A or B blood type. I'm pretty sure they've got A genes. Well, I'm literally the only one in the family with an O blood type. I'm pretty sure. Someone asks a good question. Why is this is completely irrelevant to Umineko, by the way. Why is O the most common blood type in humans, even though it is a recessive trait? This is one of the most common mistakes in biology. Dominant traits are not necessarily always the common ones. Take the genes of Huntington's disease or six-fingered dwarfism. Both are dominant, yet rarely appear in most people. How common a particular trait is within the population depends not only on whether it's dominant or recessive, but what the frequency of the gene is within the gene pool. O positive is the most common blood type. O negative is 9%. I'm probably O positive then, yeah. I mean, at least the percentages. The percentages, the percentage, you know, makes it really likely that I'm O positive, and I'm pretty sure both my parents, yeah, A positive is 31% of the population. Pretty sure both my parents are A positive, and then both my siblings are also A positive or something like that. Well, I'm O positive, I think. All really common, I think. No, wait, I think maybe one of us is AB positive or something like that. That's only 2% though, so it's less likely. AB negative is only 1%. Holy crap, almost nobody's AB negative. Yeah, so I'm really common. Alright, so this person wrote the whole freaking paragraph, so we won't be reading that, but yeah. Let's keep it moving. Oh yeah, and you might be asking, how do I know that my blood type is O? I think we did an science thing in middle school as well. Literally in middle school, where we had to like sample our blood, like take our blood, put it in like a sheet of paper thing, and then if it glittered in different ways, you were A or AB or whatever. And then everyone was like, oh my god, I'm A! Oh my god, I'm AB plus positive! Oh my god! And I was there like, oh, I got O. And then it was like, but it was like, if it's this, if the glitter was this specific way, it was O positive. But if it glittered this specific way, or it didn't glitter, it was O negative. So it started off with the teacher going like, yeah, I mean, you're O negative. I think it was like, oh, you're O negative. I'm like, really? And he was like, yeah, it's kind of rare, but it's not super rare. I was like, okay, cool. And then later it started like glittering differently after you waited, you gave it time for the paper to be out. And I was like, wait a minute, it started glittering, so I guess I'm O positive. I didn't tell the teacher at that point because that was after class was over. But I was like, okay, I guess I'm O positive. And I think it was something along those lines. But I don't remember. It's been years since then, and I didn't really care that much for it. I didn't. I probably should. I probably should care about what my own blood type is. Who knows when that'll ever be useful? But yeah. But for some reason, I remember what my star sign is more than my blood type. But to be fair, star sign, knowing what your star sign is much easier because all you have to do is literally Google your birthday and month, and boom, you got it. Whereas knowing your blood type, you actually have to, like get the whole equipment going and all that, and the tools to actually check it. Whether you do it alone or with the help of a doctor or something, it is a whole lot more difficult than just googling what sign am I if I was born March 9th, for example. Anyway.
どこのクラスに行っても女子は占いが好きだし、決まって霊感に強いだの弱いだの、感受性がどうこう、見えないものが見えちまうだの、そういう出会いが必ずいたもんだぜ。
So you think Maria falls into that? I don't. To me, Maria is different from just a girl that likes fortune telling or witches or magic sensitivity. Senses being weak or strong or weak, or seeing things that can't be seen. I think Maria's different still.
占いも霊感も学校では教えないものだからね。
It's true. It's like things you find out on your own, and so when you learn about it, you're different from the rest.
男の子と違い、内向的な世界に関心を持ちやすい女の子にとって。
Again, another bit of an generalization, but okay.
それはアイデンティティを確立しやすくて、かつ興味深いジャンルなんだよ。
Fair enough. I mean, again, I don't really know how accurate these generalizations are. There's probably been made studies about this, so maybe George might be correct that statistically, girls are more introverted. You can, you can do studies on that. There's a bunch of other studies regarding how different girls are to boys and all that. There was one study my teacher told me in high school. I think I think it was like a study that showed that girls like to compliment each other more than boys do. Something along those lines. Like girls compliment each other a lot. Oh yeah, and also, when girls also do a better job of paying attention in a conversation, where like they'll like nod more or like smile more or like they'll show with their body language that they're listening to the person they're talking to, whereas boys will be more they won't care as much. That was one study that my teacher showed me in high school, and I want to believe that. I don't know how accurate that is, but it does sound believable. It makes sense based on my own experiences, and I'm sure many others can agree based on their experiences. But again, of course, these are statistics stuff, and not everyone is the same. They are generalizations. You'll obviously find girls who won't pay attention to your conversation at all, while you find boys who are very attentive and will nod and all that stuff. So I think the best mindset to have is just everyone is different, and just going to a person like their own individual person, because everyone is different. So yeah, but statistics can be interesting though, because they can tell us about how society is and how the world around us works on us as a person, how it changes, how it forms us. So statistics are important too, I feel like. Great to know about. But okay, let's keep it moving.
男子が成長期に入ると急に悪ぶったりして大人に反抗を始めるのと全く同じに、 女子も成長期に入るとそういうのに興味が出るようになるんだよ。私はそうでもなかったけどさ。
Not me though. Hey, fair, yeah, same for me. Also not me. I never started acting tough for rebelling against adults. So there you go. Clear proof. Me and Jessica proved that statistics are not necessarily true for everybody, and they are just generalizations based on a majority, for example. So yeah, that's how it is. Also, don't girls? Girls enter the growing period before boys do. Because yeah, I remember there was a whole year. There was a whole year in 8th grade where all the girls were more mature and taller than the guys, and we were just tiny. And then 2 years later, all the boys grew taller, and because puberty hits later for boys. It was really funny to see. There was like a year where the girls had complete like dominance in class, just looking older, being older, while the boys were just still little kids. Some boys had puberty early, so they grew up early on, while others took a long time. It was pretty late, me included. And in fact, I barely even had any of my puberty in middle school. Most of my puberty happened in high school, to be honest. So in middle school, I was just a little kid, I feel like, all the time. And most people around me were looked much older and bigger. And then I went to high school, and then I started catching up to the rest. Yeah. And then since high school till now, after high school, haven't really grown much, a bit. But yeah, the last year that I've been in university and etc., it hasn't really, I don't know. I haven't really grown much, to be honest. Most of my growing happened in those 3 years. Okay, let's keep it moving. Not me though. I'm different. Pick me. That's a joke, guys. That's a joke. Okay.
つまりマリアがオカルトに関心を持つのは年頃の女の子としてはそう珍しくもないってことか。
I guess not, but I feel like Mari's different. Even if you accept that, I wonder if it explains that creepy dual personality thing. That's what I'm saying. Well, I think I can accept it vaguely. I can accept it in the most vague form. I'll give you that.
さっきも言った通り、大人になるというのは知識や経験を持つことを言う。だからそれを得るために子供たちはいろいろなことを学んで子供を脱却しなければならないんだけど。
Truly awaken.
子供の世界に今も昔もはびこっているある便利な妄想があるんだよ。わかるかい？
A specific kind of fantasy useful for this? Useful for growing? For living in the world of children? No.
漫画やアニメに多いだろ。
What? I'm kinda playing one now. It's a visual novel. What do we see all the time? What?
ほらあれだよ。
Books? What? I don't know. What do I see all the time in manga and anime? I don't know.
前世の記憶が蘇ってとか。
So isekai. Isekai? What? Reincarnation? Reincarnated to another world with a smartphone. Reincarnated into another world with a harem. What is this? Are they talking about isekai? Yes, we see isekai all the time in manga and anime. What? Like, mommy's coming back to you from a former life. What do you mean? This is 1986. Y'all didn't have isekai. Well, not to this, nowhere near to the same extent as we do now. Isekai really started blooming in the 2010s, to be honest.
偉大なるなんとかの魂が乗り移ってとか。
Oh yeah, like ki, like chakra, like nen, channeling power. But what do you mean by memories coming back to you from former life? Which life? What? Do we really see that all the time in manga and anime? Maybe? I guess? I don't know.
ああ、他にも遺伝子が覚醒したりとか。
Sleeping genes awakening.
封印されていた能力やら記憶やらが戻ったりとか、いろいろあるな。
I guess. Is there any of those in Higurashi? You've read Higurashi, haven't you, Battler? It's a whole novel in your world.
どういうわけか。あの時期はそういうのがやたらと流行るもんさ。
Those kinds of things are really popular at that age.
どうしてだ？
Why is that? I guess, like you guys were talking about, trying to be in individuality, it works, right? Those kinds of manga and anime work for kids seeking individuality, like you guys were talking about earlier.
今挙げたキーワードはすべて子供の自分に知識や経験を直ちに付加できる幻想だからだよ。9歳の女の子も1000年を生きた魔女が私に憑依していると言い出せば1009歳のアイデンティティが得られるわけだからね。
What? Okay. You're saying all this is happening to Maria? How? Also, wait. Have you guys noticed? Have you guys noticed this? Wait, George, I've caught you lacking me. All of those examples you've just mentioned are fantasies by which children can immediately add knowledge and experience to their childhood selves. Even a 9-year-old girl simply has to say that she has a 1,000-year-old witch possessing her, and she can gain a 1,009-year-old identity. Guys, y'all see what I'm seeing, right? How the frick does George know the bear teaches a 1,000-year-old witch? I can't be the only one that just noticed that, right? How does George know? Wait. Nah, that's too much of a coincidence. That has to be a small detail. Nah. George. Oh my, I've said since the beginning, George is sus. How does he know bear teaches 10,000 years old? How does he know? She can get a 1,009-year-old identity? I'm just saying. But it's 9 years old. She's been talking about Beatrice. You thought I wouldn't catch you lacking, George? I hope Battler noticed this. I hope Battler's like, and he said like, wait a minute. Why did he mention 1,000? What did he know? Unless George was spying on us back in the kitchen? Nah, George. How do you know? I never would have. Well, I'm just gonna guess that the Beatrice is 1,000 years old. I wouldn't have known she was 1,000 years old until Maria told me. I think it was Maria told me, right? It wasn't Kanon or Genji. I think it was Maria. Maybe it might have been Kanon. Doesn't matter, or Genji. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Whoever told me. How does George know? That is sus. Sus, George. Sus. How do you know? 1,000-year-old witch. Why specifically 1,000? You could have said 500. You could have said 100. You could have said 2,000. What? It's almost. Do you know about Beatrice? Do you know more about this than we do? You're sus, George. Sus as hell that is.
まあつまり勉強するのは面倒くさい。でも人とは違うスキルを持って周りに威張りたい、ちやほやされたいっていう連中にとっては便利な妄想なんだよな。
It's a convenient delusion. Battler, I hope you've noticed. You might not have, but I hope you noticed the sussiness in what George was saying. So you can brag about something without having to work hard or study. God damn it, Battler. God damn it, I really wish Battler caught that. I see. Isn't that a kid's greatest dream? I guess.
あとは子供からの脱却願望には 必ず自分の理想像の自己投影が行われ、
Okay, I don't trust anything George says anymore because of that. He's trying to trick us. He's trying to tell us, oh yeah, this girls want to be different. Haha. That's why Mario's acting like this. Nah, bro. Why are you saying that? Sus. Their ideal self-image is always projected onto their designs to escape from being a kid.
その願望の姿が別人格として形成されることが少なくない。
I don't trust you, George. Why do you know the witch is 1,000 years old? I don't care about this alternate personality you're talking about. Doesn't exist in my eyes. How do you know the witch is 1,000 years old? I ain't having this. Hey, George, I ain't gonna just slip. I ain't just gonna not notice you lacking. Why were you lacking back there? All you had to do is keep it hidden. Why did you reveal to us that you know something that we don't? Or at least you know just as much as we do. How did you know that? Their ideal self-image is always for self-projected onto their desires to escape from being a kid.
バトラ君だって家と学校では多少キャラクターが違うということがあるんじゃないかな。
I guess that's true, yeah.
多分家での自分の姿をクラスの友人たちに見せるのは恥ずかしいはずだよ。学校の自分は自分のなりたい姿の投影で、家の自分は本来の姿だから。
All I'm saying is, guys, whatever George is saying right now, home is where you are your true self. Guys, when I record these videos, I am my true self. This is not me making an alternate personality for these videos. This is how I really am, for real, no cap. This is me. I do not have a different personality outside of videos than I do inside of videos. This is me. I do act differently when I talk to different people. So like obviously I'll talk differently with my parents than I do with people in university. But when I make videos, I talk like how I want to talk about whatever. Regardless of who it is. This is me in my purest form, you could almost say. With no filters. Just bowing, just aiming Luffy full on. Okay.
つまりキャラクターの使い分けというか、人格の多重化はごくごく当たり前だと言いたいわけか。
I don't know about multiple personalities, you're still you. Mario is a whole different personality, but you're still you despite being at home or at school or whatever, Battler. So it's not necessarily, I guess having multiple attitudes or yeah, way of acting is really common. It's in almost everyone basically. But having an entirely different personality, that is not really common, I don't feel like. Especially the way Mario has it.
オカルトが好きな女子はそれを憑依と言ったり覚醒と言ったりするぜ。正直ドン引きするくらいにキャラを変える子もいるよ。男子にもいるだろ。キレたとか言ってやたらめったら粗暴キャラに変身するやつが。あれ本人はかっこいいと思ってるんだろうけど、見てて痛いよな。
つまりおさらいするとだ。マリアくらいの年頃の女の子がさっきみたいな不気味な二重人格のようなものを見せてもそれほど珍しいものじゃないと言いたいのか？
簡単にまとめるとそういうことだね。アイデンティティは自己を形成するための大切なもの。それをバカにしたりするとかえってその殻に閉じこもってしまうこともある。だからほどほどに付き合ってあげるのが大切なんだよ。それを丸ごと受け入れてあげるのが親の包容力というものなんだけどね。
兄貴、それで独身って信じられねえぜ。
He was about to be. Don't remind him. Actually, do remind him. He's sus. He's weird. How did he know the witch was 1,000 years old? But don't remind him. I mean, his soon-to-be wife just died yesterday. That was kind of tragic.
もう子供が中学くらいに上がってそうな貫禄さ。じゃあローザおばさんもあのマリアの二重人格についてはよく知っていたのかな。
Man, would it be great if we could ask her? Because Maria hadn't shown her multiple personalities until after Rosa died, unfortunately. Why did Rosa have to die? God damn it! I'm still mad about that. Man! Hmm.
知ってたぜ。
She knew? I guess she did. She must have.
ここだけの話、ローザおばさんはすっごく嫌がってた。
I thought she couldn't stand the but I guess she also couldn't stand the whole magic stuff.
気持ち悪いし、クラスでますます孤立を深めるだけだって。だから、マリアがオカルトの話を始めたり、魔女みたいな声で笑い出したりすると、
Slapping
必ずビンタしてたぜ。
slapping again, just like she did when she was trying to find that flower. It's all connected though, isn't it?
だからマリアもローザおばさんがいる時にはそういう話をしないようになったみたいだけど。
I see. Slapping her sometimes is fine, but the way she slapped her back when we were outside in the flower garden, that was just rude. That was just too far for me. Too far for me. I could never do that. Could never do that. Maybe it's just a little game from a girl facing her growing period. That thing that had happened back there. There's a girl trying to show that she was different and independent by holding interest in witches and the occult. And since she wanted to have another side to herself that wasn't infantile, she was switching between her normal personality and the personality of her ideal, a witch. In the beginning, I had found that very disturbing. But after George Aniki's lecture, it felt like this was a path that everyone walked down at one time or another. Disagree with that one, Battler, but fair enough. I think George is trying to lure you. He's trying to trick you. Because I'm still not sure how he knew the witch was 1,000 years old. He's not supposed to know that, unless he was there in the discussion. He's not supposed to know that, unless Maria told him once before. But we don't know that, so we're gonna go ahead and assume he's sus for now. That's better. It's better to be sus of everybody than not, I guess, at this stage. I haven't told anyone, but when I was in kindergarten, I joined up with a little gang of kids trying to form an Earth Defense Force, saying we'd help protect peace on Earth. Yeah, like superheroes. You watch superhero movies and we're like, woo! My face turns red when I remember how, during what we called battle practice, we would chant EDF! EDF! Nice. Just like usual, Maria was relaxing. But again, that sort of thing is different from how Maria's acting, Battler. I think it's different. Kids wanted to be the savior of the world, or trying to be like Spider-Man or Captain America or whatever, Iron Man, whatever it is. You know, or girls being into fortune telling, you know. That's different. Maria's different. It is weird different. Immersed in the TV, ooh-ing and laughing just like any girl her age. And she also, how normal can it be? How normal can it be to just like not react at all to your mother's death? Just nonchalantly going like, oh, she died, oh well, too bad, time to enjoy the TV still. I'm just saying, no matter how much you want to grow out of your shell like George was talking about, you're going to it's not, you're still being an adult if you're sad over your parents' death. I mean, come on now, you can be 50 years old and still be extremely sad if you found out, oh, your mother died last night. Come on now, that's not even multiple personalities, that's just Maria being insane. There's something with Maria, I think that's different. That's my opinion. I cannot accept George's explanation with that like that just yet. And also, George is still sus, so he might be just trying to trick us into thinking something when it's not true. Alright. But on the inside, another personality that of the ideal witch that she admired and blindly accepted was sleeping. But that wasn't anything extraordinary. It was perfectly natural for a girl of her age. Not too sure about that one. I calmed down a little. I started to recover from the shock of my bizarre experience in the kitchen. If I hadn't talked to Aniki and Jessica, I might still have been frightened by the idea that an invisible witch was standing right behind me. However, can I really accept that as an explanation of what happened back there? Yes, no, you can't. You know you can't. If it had just been Maria, I could have explained it as the fickle fantasies of a growing girl. Right, but there's also the servants. That's another point. The servants were fully in on it. Genji's an older man. You can't just say, oh, he's just trying to grow out of his shell. Another personality. He believed in witches. That's a whole other point. Kumasawa is another old lady. Just saying. I'm just saying. You're right. It can't just be Maria. There's more to it than that. But Genji-san, Kanun-kun, and Kumasawa-ba-chan had also been there. None of them had denied what Maria said. They had silently accepted that Beatrice exists. I was starting to feel a little uneasy. Auntie Eva had claimed that no 19th person exists, saying that someone within the family had committed a crime in connection with their messy quarrel. In which case, that brings the suspicion to her, obviously. We've talked about that before, though. On the other hand, Natsu had claimed that the culprit was hiding somewhere outside the mansion. That meant that she was denying that the crime had been committed by one of us and accepting that a 19th person exists. Whether it's Beatrice or not remains to be questioned. But a 19th person existing, I can see why Natsu would think that, based on the fact that she knows that a gold ingot exists. She knows these gold ingots exist. The story of the gold is real. We know it because we saw it. Cross showed it to Natsu. Natsu knows about it. So, I'm still wondering, was Battler not lying about the fact that he just tossed the charm somewhere? Was he really not bluffing when he told that to Maria? I don't know. He still hasn't said anything about that. But I guess he wasn't, if he still hasn't. I don't know. And in the kitchen, Maria and the servants had agreed that a 19th person exists. But according to them, this 19th person isn't human. They had said that it was an invisible witch plotting something mysterious. Is there a 19th person or not? Is anything for real or not? I swear I made this exact joke, this exact niche reference last part as well. And is the culprit a human or a witch? When you walk away, you don't hear me say. It's fine. We'll leave it there. That's a banger song, though. Alright. For some reason, I can just laugh off any of the possibilities. Not even the most ridiculous one about the witch. Which, at this point, sounds the most likely one for me. For me, of course. To some extent. Ooh, I think this is where we'll end it then.
ジェシカ、ベアトリーチェの話ってのは、俺の認識では森に子供たちが迷い込まないようにってんで作った大人の脅し話だってことになってんだが、この屋敷じゃ違うのか?
Is it different here in the mansion? Ooh, okay. Well then, with the spooky music playing, soundtrack playing in the background, that is where we'll end this part of Umineko, when they cry. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. Just gotta know about the story of the witch is that it was a story made by the adults to keep the kids too scared to enter the forest. But is it different here in the mansion? Okay, well, we'll see what Jessica answers next time in Umineko. This was a fun part. Alright. We got some we got a lot of discussion there about you know, about kids growing up, and we've talked about that for a little bit too. I put my own little comments on it, and yeah, next part we're gonna keep it going, see what they're saying, see what's happening, and yeah, maybe, I don't know. Depends on how quick we are. We might be able to end this chapter next part. I don't really know. We've been on this chapter for one part now, technically. I was on this chapter for like less than 20 minutes last part, I'm pretty sure. So, if you want to count last part, sure. But yeah, we've been on this part for this part. Let's see if we can end it next part. If not, we'll end it the part after that for sure. But this the chapter, I mean. We'll try to end it next part though. We'll see. Get to the glass break. We'll see. I don't know how far into this part I am, but yeah. More talks about witches, forest, all that next time in more Umineko with the scary music or spooky music in the background. Alright guys, hope you all enjoyed this one. And yeah, peace.